Hey guys, how are you doing? All right, so let's wait for some people to pop on and join us. It is not Wine Wednesday. Today is a little bit different. I'm gonna have some wine later though, so keep an eye out for Wine Wednesday happening a little bit later, maybe about 7 or 8 Pacific Standard Time. But I wanted to have a really hard-hitting conversation with y'all in my network. Especially this is going out to my network that is not in direct sales currently. Or maybe you are in direct sales and you just need a fresh perspective. I guess we could look at it that way too. So I just wanted to, this is something that I've been thinking about doing for weeks now. And I'm sitting here waiting to go pop in live in a group for some training. And I was like, I might as well just knock it out of the park now and quit thinking about it and actually share my story. Because I think that, you can learn from some of the mistakes that I made. You can learn from some of my wasted time, my wasted years of searching and looking and hoping and wondering and just a lot of wasted time. So I want to share my story in hopes that it reaches somebody who needs to hear it. So, all right, we got a good audience going on here now. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Okay. So I've been working since I was 15. My very first job was a frozen yogurt place called Golden Spoon. I don't know if you guys have any of those near you. The Golden Spoon in Lakewood, California. That was my very first job at 15 and a half when we could actually get started. I was excited. I wanted freedom. I wanted to, my parents were giving me a car, letting me use their car. But I needed to pay for my own insurance. I needed to pay for my own gas money. And as a 15, 16-year-old girl, I also wanted play money. I wanted to be able to go out to eat with my friends. I wanted to be able to, just have that freedom. And my parents didn't have a lot of money. We had enough to get by. We had enough for the basics, but we certainly didn't have a lot of extra. So I knew that if I wanted the freedom and that lifestyle, I was going to have to go get it. So I went out and I got a job at a yogurt place, which I ended up getting very sick and did not work for 2 weeks. And then I lost my job. So I was only working there for like 3 months. Then I bounced around at a couple fast food places and ended up at Glamour Shots. And that was where I stayed for not quite a year. But, when you're 16, 17, 8, 9 months at a job is a long time. So I ended up at Glamour Shots. And I've always loved doing hair and makeup. That's always been something that's been part of my life, whether it was doing hair and makeup on my friends or cutting all my dolls' hair off, coloring on their face with Sharpie so they looked like they had makeup on, that sort of thing. So that was, so that was a good fit for me, that Glamour Shots job. It also included a lot of sales too, because we were responsible for making sure that we had bookings. So if we had an empty chair, we had to go find somebody to fill it. So that kind of got me a little bit of sales training and just, walking out and talking to people. It was in a mall, so we had a bunch of fresh faces out there and, we had to go find people to sit in our chair. But anyways, so I was very driven at an early age for freedom, for financial freedom. And as a kid, financial freedom is being able to buy yourself some Taco Bell, putting gas in your car, buying yourself a cute top. That's financial freedom at 16 and 17, right? So when I say financial freedom at that age, we're talking about a little bit different things than you talk about financial freedom as an adult. Okay, so I've always been driven in that direction. So if you're a young person watching this, I encourage you to stay tuned because I have some important information to share. Or if this is just speaking to you, if you feel the same way, like, yeah, you were really driven at a young age and so on and so forth. So I bounced around in between a few more jobs and it came to the point where I was graduating high school and my mom was hell-bent on me going to college. She just had it in her head that there was no decent career that you could have out there that did not involve lengthy hours of school time. And I was the opposite. I did not want to go to college. I just didn't want to. The idea of continuing school sounded like the most god-awful thing ever on the planet. However, I was living at home. So my choices were, a little bit limited. I still, I wasn't paying rent or anything, so I still kind of had to do what my parents wanted me to do. So I said, fine, I'll go back to school. And I decided I was going to go back to school to become a screenplay writer. Yes, that actually was a class and a course. So I went back to school, and I think I made it through like pre-algebra, and I made it through my writing class, and I was just done. And so I told my mom, I said, listen, I gave it a go. I gave it a semester or two, and I hated it. It was just not my gig, people. It was just not my gig. I was just not a college girl. So I begged my mom, please let me go to beauty school. Please let me go to beauty school. Well, every beautician that she knew of ended up not really making a career out of it in a salon or anything like that. It was her sister, it was her friend. They just basically cut hair out of the kitchen when they could, that sort of thing. So she didn't really see it as a viable career choice. But I was like, it's in my blood, I've got to do it. And I couldn't afford to do it on my own. I was making minimum wage at my job. And so finally she agreed. She says, fine, go try it out, whatever, and then get out. Go get your certificate and then get out of here. I'm like, okay, good. So I took my cosmetology courses through the local college, so I just had to pay credits. And I got a little school loan to help me through it. And during my time in beauty school, which, mind you, beauty school is 2 years of 9 to 5 schooling. You are there from 9 in the morning until 5 at night. So you are gone all day. And then on the weeknights, I was an assistant at a salon in the mall, and as well as the weekends. So I literally was immersed in cosmetology for 2 years straight, from morning till night. And that's how my life went for 2 whole years. Then I graduated and got a job and decided to move out. And my first job was at Supercuts. I just needed to get out there and start. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm not going to be picky. And then after Supercuts, then I was assisting at a very top-notch Paul Mitchell salon. And I bounced around a little bit until I settled at Angles Color Cuts and Perms in Ontario. And, they had a certain way that you're supposed to do things. You're supposed to cut hair forever, and then eventually you can go through the color training program. Well, I just jumped in and I started throwing color on my clients and doing all this stuff. And they're like, what are you doing? But my clients were like, we want it, So I kind of like set the bar in the salon because I just jumped in and I went for it. I didn't really have I wasn't very good at following protocol, I guess you could say. But, so I've always just been a go-getter. And then I ended up leaving the salon for a while. I needed a change of pace. I was kind of bored. So I went and I started working at Smashbox as a makeup artist, and did that for a while. That was a lot of fun. I learned a lot. I still have a ton of Smashbox brushes, which I absolutely love. So sometimes you see those in my videos. And so anyways, then on a whim, let me back up. So then I got pregnant and had my daughter, and I realized that the long hours that you put in a salon were not going to work out for a family lifestyle, at least the kind that I wanted. I didn't want to do the daycare. I wanted to be at home with my kids. So anyways, long story short, this looks easy enough. I could do this. And it just so happened that Mexican food was open and I love Mexican food. So I applied and I went through the training and I got the job. I don't know, nothing I ever dreamed of it happening. And then I was offered to write a cookbook about Mexican food. So I did that again. I don't know. These things just kind of came my way. It wasn't anything that I ever planned. However, I always have been driven. I've always been on the go and being present and aware of opportunities and not afraid to take the opportunity, even if there was a chance that when I applied for About.com that I could have been turned down or not gotten the position, and I put in a lot of effort into that training. But I did it anyways, and I ended up getting it, and there's other people out there that went through the same training and didn't get it. So I've always been driven. I've always been willing to take risks, and not every single risk that I took has paid off, but some of them have. But the whole point of all of this is that looking back at all this bouncing around and all this stuff, I never really got anywhere. I never really stayed at one place long enough for anything really to go anywhere with. And everything that I did was really kind of a dead end. There's only so much money that you can make in the hairdressing world. I mean, there really is a cap on it, I mean, at the end of the day, you're still cutting hair, and, you might be able to get into a really cool position to where you're doing more like the celebrity hair and makeup and stuff like that. Those positions are few and far between, and you have to be willing to put the hours in. So if you have kids and stuff like that, it can really put a damper on that, put a damper on your success. So, sorry, let me get that out of here. So, is my connection not the greatest right now? Sorry. Hopefully the replay will play out a little smoother. But anyways, I will tell you something. I wish that I would have known the amazingness of direct sales way back when I was 20, because I've always been driven. And if I could have put the amount of effort and risk taking and learning and all of that, if I could have put all of that into my direct sales career that now I've been doing for 5 years, and I've extremely, extremely happy and blessed to have what I have now. But if I would have started back when I was 20, can you imagine where I would be now? If I would have found a product back when I was 20 that I could stand behind, and I would have started learning all of these skills in my 20s. Yeah. So that's why I want to reach out to you young women out there, or maybe women that are unhappy in their career, maybe women who just need a change. Maybe you're a stay-at-home mom and you need something more, And here's the deal. You never know what might happen. In my very first direct sales business, my husband lost his job out of nowhere. And if it wouldn't have been for my income with my direct sales business, I'm not really sure what would have happened. I mean, we could have ended up sleeping on friends' couches. So I see it's getting a little shaky there. So these are things that you have to keep in mind as a mom, as a wife. I'm not a wife, but maybe you are. I'm a former wife. But these are things that you need to keep in mind, okay? And for any of you young ladies out there, or if you have a young lady in your life, maybe a daughter, maybe a friend, maybe a niece, and they're driven and they're motivated, don't do them a favor, share this opportunity with them, not necessarily with my company, whatever, but get this idea in their heads, because I wasted a lot of time bouncing around and doing all these things, and there was really no, nothing to come out of it. I didn't see it at the time. At the time, I was just bouncing around, living my life, doing things and whatever. So, now looking back, I just think to myself, holy cow, if I would have, another message. There we go. If I would have put in my 20-year-old energy and 20-year-old risk-taking and willingness, holy cow, I would be on top of the freaking world right now, okay? You wouldn't even probably know me, because I'd be living in my house in France or visiting my house in Australia, or I don't know, maybe I'd be flying to the moon. Who knows? Okay. But that's the power of direct sales. Okay. Number one, anybody can do it. Number two, you do not need an education. Number 3, you get real world training, meaning you're going to be trained on marketing skills, on sales, on managing people, customer service, real training that you can use in other corporate type jobs if you so choose to go down that route. So, all of you young ladies out there, please listen to me. Learn from my mistakes. If you feel like you don't know where your career is heading, maybe you don't have an idea of even what you want to be when you grow up, do yourself a favor and get into some sort of direct sales. And do your research. Get with somebody who is good, who's going to train you, who's going to train you in marketing skills, in people skills, in customer service skills, that has a good solid track record of training and building people up. The money that you can potentially make in direct sales far outweighs money that you can make in any entry-level job. Okay? And the only requirement that you need to get into direct sales is to be coachable and to take action. If you can do those two things, if you can listen to the advice that people give you and you can put it into action, you are going to make a hell of a lot of money. Especially you young people out there who have all this energy and have all these friends. And trust me, money plays zero part of this. I don't care if your friends are young and broke. I don't care if your friends are all living in college dorms and eating ramen. I don't care. It does not matter. Because you have the potential to reach anybody nationwide thanks to social media. So your reach is unlimited. Okay? So even if you're young and broke and fresh out of college or fresh out of high school even, if you are 18, look into direct sales. I'm not kidding you. And even if you do aspire to go to college, get a direct sales business up and running and go to school while you run your business. Don't get student loans. It's a trap. Don't get student loans. Use a direct sales business to fund your education. Because, a lot of you young people might want, have a career in mind that does require schooling. You're not going to be a doctor or a lawyer or a biochemist or anything like that if you don't have college, okay? That's the reality, if that's what you so choose to do. However, take a year, build up a direct sales business so that you have an income coming in on a regular basis. Then go to school and just maintain your business. Okay? And let your direct sales business, where you're making $3-4 grand a month, pay for your schooling. That way, you come out at the end with a dream job and no student loan to pay back. Okay? So I just really felt like maybe people sometimes don't realize the potential that direct sales really can have. I mean, I know it's gotten a really bad, ugly rap over the last few years. It's gotten really spammy, it's gotten really pushy, it's gotten really competitive. Luckily, in my current company in Limelight, we've kind of flushed that down the toilet. We just don't operate that way. We collaborate, we work together, we lift up each other, we motivate each other, we encourage each other, we love on each other. And I know there's other companies out there that do that too, okay? So don't let a few spammy people, a few competitive people, ruin what might be an opportunity of a lifetime for you. I'm not kidding when I'm saying this, guys. An opportunity of a lifetime. So I encourage you to do some research. Look at some opportunities. If you don't know where to start, talk to me. But really, really think about it, because this could give you the financial freedom that you can absolutely have, okay? With no degree, with nothing but determination, you can do this. You absolutely can do this, 100%, okay? So I really hope this message reaches the right people. And like I said, maybe this doesn't speak to you, but maybe you know of somebody. Maybe you have a niece. Maybe you have a friend who has a daughter. Maybe you know a stay-at-home mom that could really use a little extra income. Share this with her. Share, just click share and share this with them. You can share it directly into a private message, or you can tag them in here. Nicole Casey, you say you don't know anyone in direct sales. I'm in direct sales. So now you know someone in direct sales. And I don't mind at all talking to you guys and figuring out what's going to be a good fit for you, because the business that I'm in, makeup and skincare, might not be the best fit for everybody, and that's okay. But I do have enough experience to be able to kind of direct you in the right way, and let you know whether I think that you would be a good fit for this. So, anyways, so feel free to reach out to me. Let's get these conversations going. And like I said, please share this message, because you never know who might need to hear it. And I might be talking to somebody right now that you're just going to listen to this message and go off and research and find a business to join. But as long as this message is reaching the right people, which I'm putting this energy out there that this message is going to reach the people that need to hear it, that's all that really matters. Because looking back, if I could do it all over again, I absolutely would. I would absolutely still do hair and makeup when I was younger, because that was my passion, had to do that. But I would have figured out a direct sales company to partner with right from the get-go while I was doing other things. So get to sharing, let people know, spread this message, and make people aware. Help people understand that direct sales absolutely is an amazing opportunity, especially if you partner yourself with the right products and the right mentor that can steer you and guide you and train you. Even if all you need is an extra $500 a month, direct sales can do that quickly, very quickly. If you need an extra $3,000 a month, direct sales can do that. You can absolutely be making a six-figure income within a year if you are determined, coachable, and you take action. That's all you need, okay? That is all you need. So I'm putting this out there. This message is going to get to the right people, and I hope you all have a fantastic Wednesday. I love you all so much, and I will talk to you again soon.